cashing your chips at the Reno Rodeo. 106 years and counting, Reno kicks off the summer run with huge checks and competitors making big moves in the world standings before Cowboy Christmas. It's the wildest, richest rodeo in the West, with a total payout this year of over $900,000. Will we see more arena records be broken tonight, like McKenna Coronado's blazing 16.6-second 2 run in the barrels? Can reigning Reno champs Taylor Munsell, Tristan Hutchings, and Shad Mayfield defend their titles? It all comes down to tonight, and it all starts right here on Rodeo Live. Welcome, everyone, to Rodeo Live here, coming at you from Reno, Nevada, just 1 hour before that exciting short go. Here we are in this historic place where 106 years of rodeos have been taking place. I am your host here on the Cowboy Channel of Rodeo Live, Sierra Spratt. Alongside me here on the desk, we have a couple of new people that we're very excited to have. We got Leighton Berry, Janie Johnson, and Luke came back. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, why wouldn't I come back with an all-star cast like this? And we're looking sharp up here, guys. Sunglasses, sun shining down, and it's short round time.
I know. We got some energy happening here in Reno. One of the most exciting rodeos to kick off that summer run. It's hot, but we're ready for it.
It definitely is. But hey, it's just going to get hotter and hotter as we come into tonight. We've had 9 days of rodeo been happening here in Reno, Nevada. And coming out the gate, we have a couple of major stories that have been happening. First off, we have to talk about 106 years of rodeo here in Reno, Nevada. It's historic, it's luxurious, but most importantly, it has $900,000 in payout, which is one of the richest rodeos you're going to see right before some of the richest times in the season earnings. Secondly, we have ladies showing up here in Reno, Nevada. We've had 2 arena records be broken in both women's events in the barrel racing. We have McKenna Coronado's 16.62 second run and Shelby Beaujolais Medge's 1.9 second run. We're gonna get into all of that here in a little bit, but tonight we have the finals. It all comes down to it. We have a 3-head aggregate on all the disciplines besides bull riding, which is a 2-head aggregate, but we've got a lot on the line here tonight. And speaking of the short go, Leighton, I mean, you are the 2-time Reno champion, so you understand what this means tonight.
Yes, ma'am. This is huge. This is obviously the rodeo, as we know, that kicks off the entire summer run. Everybody's got their match dropped on the gasoline. It's the Reno short round. Everybody's frisky. It's time to get it on.
And we have a great close-up here, right, of the spurs that the winners win. So you got 2 pairs of those.
Yes, ma'am. And you can't tell unless you hold them, but these are some of the most beautiful made spurs in the world. To have 2 of them is pretty neat. One hangs on my dad's mantle, one hangs on mine. And these are the all-around spurs. And I tell you, I'd love to have a pair of these.
And Luke, you've won second at this rodeo, so almost have those spurs, but still very impressive.
Yeah, I never did win Reno, but it was always one of my favorites. Made the short round a lot of times. I did haze for first here, but they didn't give me one spur, which I felt would have been fitting, Leighton.
I agree, Luke. You should have.
Yeah, but Leighton, we've had so many great memories here in Reno. Like you said, you're a two-time champion here at Reno. We got to do that winter interview when I got to present those spurs to you. The energy of the crowd here at Reno, it's kind of unreal to describe because it's that summer run. It's amazing to hear how in the rodeo they really are.
The atmosphere is incredible here, Janie. I mean, it almost gives you like Las Vegas vibes in an outdoor setting. There's so many fans that get on their feet. The music's loud. The production is a phenomenal production, and it really just brings it out. And guys, they want to come out here and do their best and break records.
Now, Janie, you know exactly what that environment is because you have been right there behind the scenes, up close and personal with all the winners. Talk a little bit about that, being able to interview the champions here in years past.
This can be such a career-changing win for these contestants. To get the win here at Reno, it sets up your entire summer run, but it's also something that you never forget. It sets your confidence for the entire year. The energy, I know I keep going back to that, but the crowd here loves rodeo. They know these contestants. They follow them throughout the year. People at home on Cowboy Channel, they see you in Reno. That kind of can change the whole direction of not just your season, but your career. We see it time and time again. When you were young in 2019, how much confidence did that give you to go on?
Well, this rodeo kind of put me on the map, if you will. I was a rookie coming in 2019, had never performed well on a big stage like this, and I drew really well, ended up getting the win, and that kind of set me off from there. And my very next biggest win was probably back-to-back in Reno in 2022 when I was able to do it again, and I have a lot of memories here, but it's really what's propelled me into my professional career.
Well, and you mentioned it, Janie, the momentum, and Leighton, you got to experience that. The momentum from Reno into the 4th of July is huge because you got a lot of big rodeos coming up. If you can get it hit it good here, you're going to continue that roll into the 4th of July run.
That's
now,
correct.
Let's talk about how you win at this rodeo because it's a little bit unique to some other rodeos. We have a 3-head aggregate besides the bull riding, like I said, which is a 2-head aggregate. Leighton, talk a little bit of what that's like in the rough stock events.
Yeah, so what makes Reno so unique now, it's the last rodeo in the bareback riding and the saddle bronc riding where it's a 3-head aggregate to crown the champion. So all 3 of your draws really play an effect. You can't just advance on, go back to clean slate. Every time you nod your head here, it matters.
Well, and I think that changes the whole theme of momentum because there's very few rodeos with that format, and you can battle through bad draws. You can battle through different things, come back from maybe a tough calf or maybe a bad spot on the ground or a bad horse, and if you can battle through that and so that you're consistent throughout the summer, that also sets you up with that format.
Yeah, and especially like you said, timed events, it's huge. In the steer wrestling, team rope, and title rope breakaway, you have a tough draw in your first round. You make a good run, do your job, come back with a good one. It's going to put you in position, maybe not come back number 1 in the aggregate, but have a chance to get a big check and just keep that momentum rolling.
Now, speaking of the rough stock events, Leighton, I heard you have a brand new update on Kate Saunier.
I do. I was talking to Kate a little bit before the rodeo, and he's coming from Pecos, Texas, and I think his gear bag is having a few issues making it to the rodeo. Gave him a phone call. He said that it's supposed to be here at the airport at 6 o'clock. There's not too many people around here that are willing to go get it. So Kate's usually in a black vest and red chap, so if you see him in something different tonight, you'll know why.
And you talked a little bit about that, how sometimes if it's not going your way, having a change like that that's semi out of your control might kind of help you break that losing streak.
Absolutely, and as we were talking about this, Cade kind of mentioned how he's been not struggling, but feels like he may be trying a little bit too hard, and I told him, well, hey, tonight's the perfect night to shake loose. You don't have all your right gear. Ride somebody else's. If something's not working, change it. Joe Beaver told me that, so you got to keep the momentum rolling no matter what gear's underneath you.
Well, in this time of year, Luke, you're always cool as it can be, but how on edge are most of the contestants right now? Because it seems like the season really starts with Reno.
Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right. And how you handle that pressure is key. You better be on edge, but you better make sure you don't put too much pressure on yourself because you go and do your job here. Again, we keep talking about it, and we're going to keep talking over and over. You set yourself up for the 4th of July run. So pressure, yes. Don't put too much on yourself.
We definitely have a lot of exciting athletes to watch, and we have to mention one of those arena records that was broken was that amazing Tractor Supply winning run of the week, which is McKenna Coronado's 16.62 second run. Janie, you know a little bit about this rider and horse combo?
I do. McKenna Coronado has been an incredible barrel racer for a long time. We're used to seeing her on her mare she calls Trashy. Well, this horse, Shine, he's a gelding. She just started running him this year. He's actually a Derby horse. So this is a young horse who showed up to the Reno Rodeo and handled this setup like a true veteran. Watch this horse Shine run right into that crowd. And McKenna Coronado, she is young. She's about to go to vet school, but she rides like she has been winning barrel races her entire life. absolutely incredible to see. And she's been on a roll as well, winning rodeo after rodeo. She moved into the top 10 in the world standings. Everybody look out for McKenna Coronado. She's in the history books already.
We're definitely excited to watch her. She broke that record that Brittany Posey-Tanazi had recently held, the 16.70 seconds. So, I mean, with barrels being that tight, that's always how it goes. But we have one more arena record that was broken, which was by Shelby Beaujolais-Medge's 1.9 second run. And I have to say that Reno is not a 1.9 second setup. Wouldn't you agree, Luke?
No, absolutely not. But we talk about the two-header in the timed events, and this was huge because she was tough luck on one of them, was a no time. She came back and dominated with that record right there. Got the go-round win. Obviously, you break the arena record, you're going to win the go-round. But, again, talking about how that helps the momentum going in.
Still get big money.
Absolutely.
Definitely does. Shelby's definitely leaving here with it. Her pockets are still a little bit heavy, but it's definitely, we're going to be excited to see McKenna Coronado tonight in the finals. Won't be able to see Shelby, but it'll be very excited, and we are definitely excited to get into everything, all the action, all the excitement leading up into the short go tonight. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we have a couple of very special guests that are very important and vital to Reno Rodeo and its history. George Combs and Reno Rosser. Stay tuned.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
toughest sport on earth, that 8-second ride. With the cowboys and girls, let the Bronx have the gate. Y'all better hang on to gold buckles and stay. Get your feet, hit the lights, saddle up, cause it's finally time for rodeo life. Saddle up, cause it's finally time for rodeo life.
And welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. I am your host, Sierra Spratt, here coming at you live from Reno, Nevada. I am alongside Leighton Berry, Janie Johnson, Luke Branquino, and a couple of very special guests. We have George Combs and Reno Rosser. Thank you both so much for being here today.
Thank you very much for having us.
Now, it's very exciting that we get to talk to you guys because you have big plans in the future, big works, and we have to talk about that Reno is a grand rodeo, of course, but also it's giving. And George, I want you to talk to a little bit about how you are bringing in the community into the fold.
Well, the community is very passionate in the northern Nevada and Reno. They get behind this event. We're 106 years in the making, and every year it gets bigger and better. And everything about the PRCA with the professional cowboys, the caliber of the cowboys that we have here, we hire the best of the best to be here. And so from announcers to bullfighters to the contestants, everything about it is a top of what we do.
Well, it's such a cool rodeo to get to be at. It really kicks off the entire year. It's huge. It's one of the top rodeos in the PRCA. But it has grown so much, especially since the beginning. So many years. Reno, you're named after this rodeo. You were born during this rodeo. How much has this event grown and changed this community since you've been alive?
Well, this will be our 69th year producing this rodeo. And, back then when Cotton first started producing this, it was a 2-day rodeo. And, at what point did they go, okay, we need to be 3, we need to be 4, and we're all the way up to 9 performances. I really think this could be I don't know that I'm ready for it, but a 20-performance rodeo. This community really embraces this event. And, the numbers speak for themselves. They sold out all 9 performances. It's a great event.
You heard it right here, 20 days next year.
20 days? You think we should rodeo live all 20 days? Luke, you'll be on board for that.
Absolutely. I mean, who wouldn't want to come to Reno for 20 days? And I've been coming for 20 years as a rodeo competitor inside that arena, and I've got to see a lot of these changes of what you guys have done to help elevate the sport, elevate your event, and elevate what the contestants can win.
Definitely. Now, I want to go a little bit into the future plans that we have for Reno, because I know you said we've got, 106 years and counting, but you guys are visionaries. You're looking to the future. So tell us a little bit about what we can stand to see here.
Well, we decided about 8 years ago that we've got to do some upgrades to this facility, and working with the state and the county, all partners involved, we've got to get some stuff going. So we come up with a plan. Then COVID happened, and so it kind of put us behind a little bit. And the price of everything went through the roof and everything. So we decided to start back and reimagine what we were going to do. And we convinced ourselves that this rodeo has been on these grounds for 106 years. We need to stay here. This is the history, the tradition that we have. And so we've got to stay here and build it here. So we put a plan together. It's a phase plan. It's going to come between the next 2 and 6 years. You'll start seeing some upgrades to the grandstands, exhibit hall, into this property. And I think once we get started, we're doing some infrastructure right now with the underground stuff and getting that done this next year. And then we'll continue and start making some bigger improvements and just make it bigger and better.
Well, it sounds like 69 years ago, like you said, Reno, you guys made a decision, the committee, to bring in an iconic member of the community in Cotton Roster to help produce this rodeo, put it on, and make it a great event. Now, Reno, your dad was everything he has done in the industry, but this rodeo in particular, you got to watch it all. Not for 69 years, so you're not quite that old yet, but, just the inspiration he had and the vision he had to help make this such a success.
He did, and that's where we got, it's the wildest, richest rodeo in the West, and, what other big rodeo can go this many days, get this many people, and not have a concert? You look at a lot of the big indoor winter rodeos, a lot of people are there for the concert. When you look up at the stands here, everybody's here to watch a rodeo.
Well, and you guys always bring some of the best horses and some of the best stock throughout the entire time. I know you're excited to talk about a few, Leighton.
Absolutely. There's some matchups tonight that are going to blow your socks off, Janie. Talking about the few of Reno's that he's got out, too. I've got my eye on Right On Cue and Blue Indigo through Richie Champion. But first and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about Kate Saunier on Madonna, Corey and Lang's Madonna. That horse has been really good this year. Him and Jess Pope, they're 1 point apart, so it's going to be pretty intense. And Reno, what do you think about those matchups?
I'm really excited about Cade's comeback, right? He's been struggling. He rode really great, and the horses that he rode this week were not easy horses. And that gives me a little more confidence that I think he's back. But I think Jess Pope, obviously I want Cade to win it, but don't look over your shoulder too far because Jess Pope's right there. And Jacek Frost, this little kid from my hometown in Marysville, California, he's really needing this breakout performance, and they're right there within reach. They're only a couple of points from each other.
Well, Jess Pope's one of my fantasy picks, so I'm glad to hear that. That's going to be good. A superstar I want to hear about, though, is Yeti Rambler. That has gotten to be one of your most famous horses. What do you think about that matchup?
And he's got Zach Dallas, who unfortunately had one bad horse this week that didn't perform at its best, or he'd have had a 10-point lead going into the short round. Zach Dallas is riding as good as anybody right now. But he's got a lot of ground to make up. And in the bronc riding, Damian Brennan has a great mare of Mike Corey's that they literally had to ask Statler Wright to get up so they could shut the gate. This mare had one of the best trips of her career. the other night, but Damian Brennan is riding as hot as anybody. But Ben Anderson is also riding extremely aggressive. We watched him ride twice here, and he's riding as aggressive as I've ever seen him. And he's got Monster, and that's a horse that you have to ride aggressive. So that's the two really big matchups I'm looking at.
Well, I know we got to get ready to go to break, but I got to commend you guys, not only in the rough stock, bringing in other contractors to make it the best event possible, but in the timed events, because you guys have done a great job making sure the quality of cattle in all the timed events have been good. So, again, commending you guys for that.
And I got to give all that to Tony Amaro. He's been with us for years. He runs the timed events at the NFR. I would put the timed event cattle at this rodeo up against any rodeo in the country. From the team rope and steers. Look how hard and strong they run. The bulldog and steers are good and strong. The calves are prepped like you can't believe. So, yeah, hats off to our crew. They've done a wonderful job.
I second that. I want to thank you both so much for joining us here at the desk. I'm sure you got to get ready for your finals because the clock is ticking and it's coming up. Thank you again so much.
Thanks for having us.
All right, when we come back, we're going to get even more into the rough stock here with our expert, Leighton Berry, and the rest of the crew. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Is brought to you by Hire, History, Heritage, and a Hell of a Comeback. And Folds of Honor. Honor, educate, unite.
And welcome back to everyone watching on the Cowboy Channel and live here at Reno, Nevada. We are getting closer and closer to rodeo time. I am your host, Sierra Spratt. Alongside me, we have Leighton Berry, Janie Johnson, and Luke Branquino still at the desk. And I am having a heck of a time with you guys so far, so thank you for coming out.
We gotta love it. It's Rodeo Live. It's Short Goes Saturday. It doesn't get any better than this.
You can feel it in the air, Janie, can't you?
Kicking off that summer run, this is a big moment. This is a big moment for all of us here at Rodeo Live, but especially for the professional rodeo athletes. This is where you set the bar. This is about to be the busiest time of the year. Can you describe how crazy it is for these cowboys right now?
Yeah, so for the timed event guys, after Reno, you have Panoka going on, Greeley going on. You head to Prescott, St. Paul, Malala. I'm known Red Lodge, Livingston, then up
Pecos.
Pecos. I mean, there's so many rodeos. Yeah, Calgary wrapping it up there at the end. And there was a time we went to 12 rodeos, Janie, in I think 5 days. We had a charter plane. We were going back and forth, and that's just the craziness of the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, talking to guys in the lobby, they were coming from one place, they had no sleep, they were overnighting it, they're going to catch a plane to here, they had to turn out there so they could make the short go. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun, and this summer run right now, it really will make or break a guy's season, JD. I mean, you got the winter run, you're picking and choosing, you're going to the biggest rodeos, you're being smart with your rodeo count, and then once you get to Reno, it's all about strategy. How can we hit all these rodeos in the course of 10 to 14 days? Because you're going to have to cram more than one in.
And there's a lot that goes into that. If you're hot right now and you struggle at Reno and that rolls into the fourth, then you kind of hit that at what do I need to change. But if you're cold right now and Reno kicks off good and carries that momentum, you have a chance to make your jump to get to the national finals right here.
It's definitely exciting. Busy time. And make sure to be watching everything on the Cowboy Channel. We have so many rodeos to cover. And we also have a new show that will be premiering July 3rd, 4th, and 5th called Shoot Around. It's just going to be able to update all those big moments at the biggest rodeos. Kind of help you keep everything straight. Because like you guys mentioned, it is a very, very busy time. So make sure you'll be checking that out. But like you guys said, I mean, I know that Justin McKee was able to catch up with a veteran of the summer run because you have to know when to enter, how to enter, where to go. So he was able to catch up with Richie Champion, who definitely knows exactly how to do that. Check that out right now. And just like that, we are back here again. You got to watch that shoot-around show. It's going to be very exciting with our very own Cowboy Channel talent, Justin McKee and Katie Lucas, going to be breaking down all the action. And speaking of breaking it down, Leighton Berry, we brought you up here specifically so you could help us out with this rough stock. Not that we're not all experts, but break us down this rough stock that's happening here at Reno Rodeo.
Yeah, well, like we said, it's going to be really electric tonight. The points are tight, which is something that I like to see. You got Jess Pope, Kate Saunier that are only a point and a half apart. The bronc riding, same deal. Kate Saunier, I want to go over what he has tonight. He's got a horse called Madonna. That's Corey and Lang Bucking horse. They've been high scores on her all year. Been really good. Kate is riding awesome. And then here we go. We got Kate on Good Girl right here. This is a horse I've had my eye on. I want you to watch how Kate sets his ride up with his mark out. He's strong, big, strong guy, sets his feet, picks the timing up. And right here, this horse is just getting off the ground, doing everything a guy wants, exploding off the ground with some energy and staying close to the buck and shoots. Cade, he's showing all the exposure, showing the judges why he's here, and all the better. This horse likes to stay close, like I said. She comes around to the left, and the judges are really paying attention to how far these horses are traveling, and this horse knows exactly what she's doing. Watch her stop kicking, hunt the pickup horse. That's a veteran guy and a veteran horse right there.
Yeah, Kate Saunier, he has just been really great for a long time. He's got that college baseball career behind him. He is so tuned in and focused, it seems like, every time he shows up to a rodeo.
He
Yes,
definitely
absolutely.
does. And I mean, I want to thank RM43 for getting us in the weeds about all things rough stock. I know there's a few more guys you want to go over, Leighton. I mean, who else do you have your eye on across the bull riding, across the other events?
Yeah, so in the saddle bronc riding, I think Damian Brennan's really going to light this place up tonight. He's got a horse. This is a former Corco bucking horse that's been bucked off the last three guys. He's actually only been ridden once this year by Colby Wanchuk. He was 85 points at the NFR. Then we got, like I said, Jess Pope on Scarlet Cat. This is a Tim Bredwell bucking horse in the bareback riding. Sage Allen's 85 in Livermore. Dean Thompson 85 in Industry, California. And then the bull riding is just going to be a rank riding show. These guys have their hands full tonight. It's more of an E-pin. And Stetson's a guy that I want you guys to pay attention to. He's coming in hot. He's 90 points. And he's got probably the rankest bull tonight behind Tristan Hutchings.
Well, and I want to talk a little about the bull riding because a lot of times you look at the numbers coming in, there's some separation. Not this year. It seems like those scores are pretty tight. You mentioned that earlier, Leighton, that these guys, they came, they showed out, and really it could be anybody's game in all the rough stock, but the bull riding is pretty tight coming into it. I think 85.5 might be last hole coming in, and guy we have seen that has struggled a bit, Kai Hamilton.
He definitely has. We mentioned Stetson Wright a little bit earlier. He was our comeback story here at the last Rodeo Live presented by Tractor Supply, but this time we're doing our Higher Boots comeback story on Kai Hamilton because we were all very anxious to watch him last night coming off of some injuries, and Luke, he definitely showed up and showed out.
Yeah, and he's been doing that here lately. You know, he got injured at the National Finals the year he won his first World Championship, and then he battled some injuries, had surgery, and then coming into this year, he had a wrist injury, but it hasn't held him back. He's been going over to JB Mooney's, getting on, practicing, and when you have a guy like that in your corner, that's saying, hey, I don't care how sore you are, you're going to get on, you go do your job. And that's exactly what we're seeing from Kai Hamilton.
Yeah, I got to talk to Kai Hamilton in San Angelo when he had just come off a week of winning 30,000 in 4 bull ridings in a row. Big time comeback. He is back to being the bull rider that we're used to seeing. He's battled through injuries, but he also seems to have kind of a different mentality this season. He's so happy. He's so positive. He's just excited to be back and so grateful to the sport of rodeo. And I think that's showing up in his riding, and I think he's going to show up in a big way all summer long.
So who are our picks then? Who are we looking at then? If we had to kind of put all of our money, I know we're going to get into the pro fantasy, all of those rodeo picks here soon, but I mean, who'd you put your money on, Leighton?
Boy, like I said, it's tight in the bareback ride, and I got to go with Kate Saunier and Madonna. I think that's going to go really well. Saddle bronc riding, Damian Brendan's going to be the first guy to ride this horse all year. I think he's going to be looking at a high 90 score. And then I'm going with my boy T. Hutch. He's got a really ranked bull tonight. He's a past Reno champion. He's riding really, really well, and I know he's going to do something big tonight.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for getting us all in the weeds, presented by RM43. When we come back, don't go anywhere. Speaking of Tristan Hutchings, we have an incredible feature that we were able to do on him. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I was crying in practice, and I wanted to go do great for my mom, and my wrist got healed up. So when I ended up getting to the NFR, I was struggling away from my hand, and I drew 7 in a row away from my hand. It was like torture, and I was 0 for 7. And so I didn't know why God was torturing me. I thought I'd been through enough. I thought that I prepared enough. He was molding me and shaping me into who he wanted me to be.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by RM43, Serious Weed Control, and Las Tunas, International Horse Breeder.
Here with Richmond Champion in the
And welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. I am your host, Sierra Spratt, and we were able to give a very, very exciting piece to show you all. Being one of the top bull riders in the world, Tristan Hutchings rides with a deeper purpose. His journey has been shaped by personal loss and unwavering faith, and at the heart of it all is his driving force behind every ride, his late mother, Shauna Ann Swan. Take a look at this now.
I'm really thankful that I did as well as I did my first year with my mom being there. It's cool. I've got 5 round wins, and 4 of them were my first year, so my mom was in all 4 pictures. My mom would just go ahead and quit a job if they wouldn't let her come to the rodeo or be able to get time off. Shauna Ann Swan. Shauna Ann. Yep, I miss saying that.
Tristan Hutchings was born into rodeo. As a young boy, he rode sheep and calves, chasing a dream that would one day take him to the sport's biggest arena. Years later, that dream turned to reality with an 89-point ride on Twilight Zone under the bright lights of the Thomas & Mack. Whether it was riding in his hometown of Blackfoot, Idaho, or competing on the grandest stages in rodeo, one thing never changed. His biggest fan was always there, his mother, Shauna Ann Swan.
We didn't have much money growing up, but it was enough, and she'd kind of sacrificed everything she had to let us go rodeo. She was always there and always wanted us to win. We knew, that's what we were there to do. We didn't come to lose, and we were going to do whatever it took to win. Everything we had was put into rodeo. And my mom won bull bending in Idaho in the States, so it's pretty cool to go back there and see my mom's name on the list of champions. Throughout each generation, we've gotten a little better and a little better. And I just got lucky to be in the generation of being the step that was a little better to make it to the NFR.
In 2022, Hutchings qualified for his first National Finals rodeo, where he won 4 rounds in the bull riding.
Come on, Tristan. Now, Cowboy, spur. Come on, keep pumping. Get to it. There we go.
I think that was probably my best year yet, and I was glad that my mom was there to witness it.
In October 2023, Hutchings had just earned his second NFR qualification, but his celebration and preparation was cut short.
I was driving home, and my sister had called me crying, said that she'd been in a car accident. She was really broken. Her leg was broken, her arm was broken, bruised lung, bruised heart, broken ribs, broken shoulder. We didn't know it was quite as serious as it was, I guess. Her brain started to swell, and then every day it started to swell a little bit more, and then there was nothing we could really do about it.
Shauna Ann Swan died on October 7th, 2023. She was 45 years old.
It's torture. It is very rough. Very, very rough. You have days where it's good, and days where it's bad, When I cry about it, I feel a lot better. I feel like I pushed everything down so much. I push it down, bury it. I don't bury it because I don't want to think about her. I bury it because it hurts me so bad every time I think about her.
He was also dealing with wrist pain from a small break in his arm, 3 bone chips, and a ligament tear requiring surgery 6 weeks before the 2023 NFR.
I think I got on 20 bulls and I didn't ride a single one. I was crying in practice. And I wanted to go do great for my mom. And my wrist got healed up. So when I ended up getting to the NFR, I was struggling away from my hand. And I drew 7 in a row away from my hand. It was like torture. And I was 0 for 7. And so I didn't know why God was torturing me. I thought I'd been through enough. I thought that I prepared enough. He was molding me and shaping me into who he wanted me to be. And I changed my mindset from wanting to do well at the NFR, that I was just going to be happy if I got one rode. The 8th round, I got a bull from P-Cars Road.
Got one going into his hand finally. We're going to have a guy here pumping. He's trying to get it on. He is going to get it on. We're going to get to that 95. Oh, and that boogie sparked it.
Won the round. I went from not having any money to winning the round. And then this deal has my mom's ashes in it. It's just a necklace. But I kissed it out in the arena and kind of gave her a, that was for you.
Hutchings got off to a slow start in 2024, but things began to shift in Reno. It was there at the beginning of the summer run that he started to find his rhythm.
I didn't do bad last spring, but I didn't do exceptionally well. And when I did exceptionally well in Reno, I knew I was going to win the rodeo. I was 90 twice. The bull of Reno rosters I drew, I knew I knew it was all going to line up once I drew that bull. I'd already been 92 points on him once. It was just a cherry on top, and I rode him, and I got to say, hey, Mom, I know you're watching me, this one's for you.
Ride him.
Last October, before the NFR, I lost my mom in a car accident, and I haven't really won anything too big since then, so I kind of wanted to dedicate this win in Reno to my mom.
I do get sad that my mom's not here to celebrate these wins with me physically, but I feel like spiritually she's watching me. This year I've had my best start to the year I've ever had.
Folks, in the last 2 months, 8 seconds at a time, that man has won over $200,000.
He will not be denied in 2025. How loud can you get for Tristan Hutchings?
I try to be more like my mom every day of my life. Caring, loving, forgiving. My mom was a big role in my life in bull riding, so I could win a world title or even an average title. I'd be very happy, and it would definitely symbolize who she was as a person.
Wow, what an incredible piece. We were able to see a little bit deeper into his journey as an athlete. I mean, you see these guys on TV, you see their wins, you see their losses, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So it was really incredible that he was that vulnerable and able to share.
Well, if you're not a Tristan Hutchings fan before, you definitely are now. What an amazing young bull rider that has gone through so much, and he definitely has an angel riding with him every time.
Well, yeah, and he said it, he doesn't have her here with him, but she is watching over, and we know, we've all experienced some emotion of some sort in the rodeo arena, but to be able to use that and know that she's watching over him, has the ashes, I mean, it's tear-jerking, really.
Well, not to mention being back here in Reno for Tristan, kind of a full circle moment for him, for the big ride that really turned things around for him. I think it's going to be his night tonight.
Absolutely it is. And there's only a handful of guys that I look up to as far as their drive and their passion, their event, and that's Tristan Hutchings. He's in the gym every day. He's a bull rider. He gets on bulls, dang near every day. He loves his craft. He perfects it every day, and he's a guy I really look up to for that.
Well, and I feel like he just went home after this win last year at Reno and got ready for the NFR, and he showed up in a big way for the NFR season. He won Houston this year, one of the biggest wins of the season. You've done that before as well, LB. He's got more momentum than most right now.
He does, and a gold buckle's on his mind. After the NFR he had last year, I know that's what's on his mind. He's young, he's hungry, he's drawing good, he's riding great. He's in the best shape of maybe all the bull riders, so I think he can go back-to-back tonight.
We're definitely excited to watch everybody, and we have that piece ready where we got Justin McKee seeing Richmond Champion. We have that ready for you now. Sorry about those technical difficulties beforehand, but we're ready for you, so check this out.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Tractor Supply. For life out here.
Richmond Champion in the bareback riding again here in Reno, 9 times in the top 15 of the National Finals Rodeo, and congratulations on making the finals.
Appreciate it. It was a touch and go, but we snuck in there.
Yeah. And you're number 24 in the world standings, and a big windfall here could get you right back in the top 15 where you belong.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of Reno. This kind of can kickstart your whole summer, and you're in the top 20 is not a bad place to be, but those boys up top are winning a lot of money, and we need to get the ball rolling.
Speaking of that summer, man, you guys are getting ready to be busy. We've tried to communicate that to our audience here on the Cowboy Channel, but until you've lived it, you just don't know how rigorous it is. I mean, it is all-night drive after all-night drive, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, you're talking, sometimes it's 9 rodeos in 3 days if you can get a plane, and you spend whatever you need to make it work. If you got the good ones, it all pays off at the end when you make it to Vegas, and that's the beauty of this time of year. It's just go, go, go. If you have a bad day, you probably got 45 minutes before you get to do it again, so don't think on it too long.
You got to have that finish line somewhere where you can go, with 3 more days and I get to take a nap, or I get a full night's sleep in 5 days, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, we all travel in groups, that we enter with, and sometimes you end up getting split up, and you're on an all-night drive with 4 bronc riders and a steer wrestler, and you're just trying to get to the next one. It's fun. I think that's part of why we all love it. But it's a grind, and I guess we can nap when we get to Calgary.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, good. Let's talk about this format. This is an old school format. 2 long rounds for the rough stock guys, which is rare, and a championship round, all decided on a 3-head aggregate. And from what we understand, this is the only one remaining when most of the rodeos used to be this way.
Yeah, the tour format's definitely kind of taken over most of these big rodeos, but I think we all love the original, you need to have a good horse, but also, like in my position, I came in, I'm 11th place. I knew I didn't necessarily draw the top of the pin, but I know that if I come here and do my job, then I'm going to have a shot at the short round and the average. And, some guys are going to pick up those big round checks, and that's great, but, you still have a chance the whole way through. And I feel like as a consistent bareback rider, and, that can kind of win in this scenario more than just having the best horse.
So, in your opinion, who does have the best horse? I just happen to have the draw right here.
I like a lot of these. I like mine a lot. Blue Indigo, big gray horse flying use. I've been on him before. He's definitely a good shot. I needed something like him coming from the bottom, but I really like Sam Peterson on Naughty by Nature. That is a really, really good horse, and Sam's been on a heater, so.
Yeah, that's a horse that they've done well on here in the past. So, great track record there. Sam Peterson trying to get to his first National Finals rodeo out of Montana. Congratulations on making the short go, and we're excited to see how the bareback riding turns out.
Appreciate it.
And that was our very own Justin McKee getting to catch up with Richmond Champion that we are so excited to watch in the short round. Welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. And it's time to get into the timed event side. We're going to move down the desk. Sorry, Leighton. Luke, we've got some new teams coming up here on the team roping. A couple guys you haven't seen rope together before.
Yeah, and Dustin Igasquiza and J.C. Flake. That Dustin and Eli split. I'm sorry, Levi. We get confused because they're so close.
Very
Eli
similar.
Lord and Levi Lord. Levi and Dustin split earlier this year, I think first part of May. No reason other than they just wanted to try something different right here. And this is a perfect matchup because Dustin and J.C., brother-in-laws, they rope together, they have the timing, they have the feel, and they've had success from the time that Levi and Dustin split. So this team is somebody to be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they're definitely a cool team to watch. Dustin Igasquiza, he's such a true veteran, and J.C. Flake's kind of that up-and-coming guy in the heeling end that's really stepped up. But I'm excited about another team as well with Aaron Sinigini. He's going to be coming back here. He won the Reno Rodeo in 2022, and this year he's matched up with world champion Jeremy Bueller. This seems kind of like an unlikely pair, but it's working, Luke.
Yeah, and anytime you could get a pair like this, that Reno Rodeo champ, world champs, I mean, this is going to be electric, and this is just what they needed to start the summer off. We talked about it all the whole show. They need this win to keep the momentum rolling.
There definitely is a chemistry. You have to work well together, and not just in the team roping, but I believe you also have to work together with your horse. And I'm talking about the barrel racing, Janie, which we have our Las Tunas horsepower to watch, which is Adios Pantalones and Trisha Aldridge, who has been on fire here in Reno.
I think this is the big moment that the barrel horse world has been waiting for. Trisha Aldridge and this amazing stallion, they take off from the roping box. Look at how stretched out this horse, full speed to that first barrel. That's why they call it the money barrel. Well, that also means this horse has to really get on its hind end to come around that first. Maybe took half a step by it, but this stallion is so strong. He came back just perfectly. Trisha also perfectly square, picks up that inside hand. She trained this horse. She's broke records on this horse through its maturity year. He's only 5 years old, and he just works around that inside rein. Just light tension, does the same thing on the third barrel here. She picks her hand up. He just works right around it. He is so well trained, and then full speed running home and going back into that roping box. A lot of horses would slow up. Not this horse. He's only 5 years old. I can't say that enough, but he has broke records his entire life. He won more money in futurities than any horse in history. He's the highest money earning stallion in barrel racing history, just passing Slick by Design. They've won over $630,000 in their lifetime earnings, and they're just now hitting the pro rodeo scene. So who knows what this team is going to be capable of. They're in the top 10 in the world standings right now. I think they have time to pick up from their run with that 1691 that we just watched. I'd look out for them. They're going to be so cool to watch. We have been waiting for this moment. We talk about those young horses coming from that futurity scene. It doesn't always work out that way. It doesn't always happen that these horses can go from jackpots to rodeos. But Adios Pantalones, he's showing that he's ready for it. He is a once-in-a-lifetime type of horse to watch.
And that's so true, Janie. You just never know. I mean, you're kind of rolling the dice. They can do good their futurity year, but you do not know. I mean, you go to Reno Rodeo, there's not a lot of futurities that are mimicking this energy, this crowd, and being able to watch him just step up and show out has been so exciting. And speaking of, we're having a little bit of deja vu here in the short go tonight. We've got Haley Kinsel, Emily Beisel coming in first and second tonight, just like last year.
Aren't those two just the true and true veterans of the barrel horse world? And they're both so young and incredible. Haley, our reigning champion. I want to give a fun fact about the barrel race. Haley Kinsel, Emily Beisel, Carly Otero, McKenna Coronado, and Trisha Aldridge, all 5 of them are riding horses that come from Sunfrost, an amazing stallion. So we've got a lot of relation with horses. It is going to be an incredible horse race. I'm not going to be surprised if we break another record.
It's been very exciting to watch. So many sub-17 second runs, too. I mean, I definitely think we're going to see some 16s tonight. I cannot wait. When we come back, don't go anywhere. We're going even further in the timed event. We're going to let Luke down there talk a little bit about his event, the steer wrestling with Riley Duvall and his family history. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Rodeo Live is brought to you by Ariat. Ready, set, riding boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
And welcome back to Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. We have an exciting night tonight here at the Short Coat Reno, and it's kicking off that Cowboy Christmas. We just are a few days away from that first weekend in July. We've got some exciting games for everyone to play here at home following along. All free to play. Go to rodeopicks.com. You have a chance at $20,000. If you get every single event right, you get your name put into a drawing for $20,000 at the end of the summer. Otherwise, you get everything right, every discipline, and predict every winner. You get $10,000 right then and there. And you also have buckles up for grabs. There's so many opportunities. You can scan the QR code right there and have your chance to win big money, big prizes. It's not just all for the Cowboys. We look out for the viewers too, don't we, guys?
Oh, I love the rodeo picks. I made my picks on the way here, and I'm feeling good about this summer, especially in that steer wrestling, Luke.
Yeah, and if you're not picking Riley Duvall in the steer wrestling, look out, because this guy is on a mission. 2021 was the last time he made the national finals, and he is on the mission now. He's winning this aggregate on two head by 0.6 of a second, which is huge here in Reno. He made two great runs, one around. He's riding Shane Fry's horse Gator, has a ton of confidence in him. But the thing about Riley, it's not just what he's done in this arena. He has had family members had so much success, and he wants to continue that. And he has to do it on a tough steer. Cody Eldridge, 5 flat or 5-3 on this steer. He's a Hereford, slow handling but gentle. So Riley, he's going to go get it done. But we want to see some cool videos here. Here's Roy Duvall getting it done, the legend himself. And he was the staple in Chakota, Oklahoma when it comes to bulldogging, the bulldogging capital of the world, and Riley's continuing that tradition. His uncle, Spud, his dad, Sam, so many Duvalls have had success here at Reno and at the national finals, and you can see this graphic right here. Roy, world champion. Riley made the national finals. His dad, Sam, Uncle Tom, Spud, his grandpa, Bill Hayes, at the national finals for world championships. So, Bulldogger, that is Riley Duvall.
Definitely something that's in the bloodlines. I don't even know if you had a choice once he was born. It kind of seemed like it was going to be steer wrestling or nothing. I'm curious with you guys. Does your family, do you have that heritage in rodeo? Was it kind of the same thing for you? Did you guys find rodeo on your own?
Oh, boy, I definitely have a lot of rodeo heritage in my family. Dad is a saddle bronc rider, so I hate to pick favorite events. Of course, I'm a barrel racer myself. Wasn't quite ready for saddle bronc riding, but I root for the saddle bronc riding. It's one of my favorite events to watch, and it's an exciting one as well. But I do think that you follow in that line. And, LB, I know we all know you as a bareback rider, but you're an incredibly talented tie-down roper as well.
Oh, some would say otherwise, but I did enjoy it. Grew up roping calves my whole life. It's something I still like to do quite a bit, and the team roping. But, and I'm a second-generation bareback rider. My dad, Kirby, he rode bareback horses for 15 years, and we're just passing it on down.
I love it. I love it.
Luke, what about you?
Yeah, we were just cowboys, a family of dairymen and cowboys, and we were really the first generation, my brothers and I, to rodeo. But that tradition's continuing on with my brother's sons and my son, and nephews and nieces. They're getting it on. So yeah, it's a tradition that keeps rolling.
All right, now, Leighton, you brought up that you have some calf roping history, so let's talk about the calf roping tonight. We'll have you kind of break it down for us. Who do you got your eye on tonight in the short go?
Yeah, and I don't want to take away from the average leaders, but I do want to talk about Shad Mayfield and Riley Webb, number 1 and number 2 in the world. They're tied at 18 on 2. I know Riley's going to ride Rudy tonight, Shad on Lollipop. Both their best horses. They're going to come down to the wire on the match roping.
Well, and I'm looking at Josie Connor in the breakaway roping. She is absolutely incredible. Got the horsepower. She has had ice water in her veins since she was 12 years old when it comes to the roping.
It's definitely been exciting to watch her come up. It doesn't seem like that long ago. She was pretty young, and now you wouldn't even know the difference. She might be rodeoing for 20 years. I want to thank all of you guys for being here today. It's nice and sunny. It's been wonderful. I know, Luke, you said you smelled maple syrup. I assume you're going to find wherever that smell is coming from here at the carnival. But I want to thank you all for being here, and thank you, everyone, for watching at home. Make sure to stay tuned, because we're going to be next stop, Calgary, here at Rodeo Live, presented by Tractor Supply. I'm your host, Sierra Spratt, Leighton Berry, Janie Johnson, Luke Branquino. Everyone have a great night. It's rodeo time.